Good morning and welcome to my world of dogs. Today we're going to go for a little doggy walk and I'll show you how to safely walk your dogs so that you don't hit any problems, and show you the dangers that might befall you so that every time you go out you can enjoy your walk without any issues. So I'm with my two dogs, JT and Jet. So off we start. Now, when you're going by people's houses, you always got to be a bit wary. I have my dogs on a medium long lead. Gives them a bit more room to, walk about and smell and read their females and everything like that. Now, the danger like these are sight hounds, so these are ex-racing dogs, so they're not really, they're more playing dogs than hunting dogs, but they will have a hunting instinct in them. So when you pass a house, a lot of people's cats will stay near the house, so you've got to be very aware that you don't take your eyes off in case they go by and there's a cat sitting there and they might make a spring at it. So the next thing is we're coming out of the little side road, and it would be very easy just let them go. But stop for a second, check there's nothing coming. There might be someone coming on a bicycle, there might be someone on a scooter, might be someone just walking along. So we stop there and we walk on. There's no danger there. Now, again, we keep to the medium side of the pavement, and you can have a little smell, they enjoy their little walk and have a little smell and see what's about. Now, our next issue is, well, after we've watered the plants and the trees, so our next issue is we're going to cross the road. So I always take the leads and shorten the leads, and I don't go near the road. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of traffic coming on the road, so we stand a good bit back. Now this is the last car coming, so when this car's very nicely, just go there. Now we stop there and we look around, and it's clear to go, and off we go again. Now, there's two little dogs there. Now, as you can see, my dogs have no interest in these dogs at all. But always, if there's people with dogs, give them a bit of distance. We don't know, they might be aggressive, they might be scared, and why would we want to ride up on their backs when we can keep a safe distance? They enjoy their walk, they're not aware that our dogs are following behind. So everyone's having a safe walk. Here's the cat, he's in his own house. Now Jet's interested, JT isn't interested, but only interest, not actually any involvement with wanting to go up to him or anything like that. But also the cat would be quite unaware of what these dogs are or what they can do, so he may be a bit scared. So the best thing is keep them way back and don't upset the cat. The cat's in his own house, our boys are out for a walk, so keep them way back from the entrance to the people's house, and our boys will walk on and enjoy. Now we are now entering, it's a walk between golf clubs. It's called Ashley Walk. You've got Hendon Golf Club on one side. Now, it's a nice walk, so what you have to do is be aware that someone might be coming up on a bicycle or someone coming on a scooter, and so always check before you walk into the path that the pathway is clear, and off we go. This is a very nice quiet walk, so we can enjoy it. The dogs have plenty to sniff and see, so our walk continues. Now, on a pathway like this, you will see people and pass people on the way. Now, while this is a nation of dog lovers and most people like dogs, not everyone's fully okay with dogs, and they may be a bit scared. So what the best thing to do is, if you ever meet people on that walk, just move over to the side, hold the dogs, let the people go by, and you haven't upset anyone. And in fact, then people will realise that dogs are no danger to them, and hopefully we'll get to like them even. Now, when you go for a walk, you know, always allow yourself plenty of time. You know, the dogs are there, they want to have a little sniff and look at what's going on everywhere. Don't be that you've got 5 minutes and you drag them along, because they're not going to enjoy it. Their enjoyment comes from having a sniff, having a wee, and everything. Look at JT's really into whatever he's smelling here. Might be a fox that was there in the night, it might be the wildlife. So he's enjoying his walk. JT is, our Jet is, come on JT, let's walk. So let them do their own thing. You know, walk is for all of us to enjoy, the dogs and ourselves. We can relax in our thoughts, nice quiet time. The dogs mark their territory, have a little smell, a sniff. Jet's in a world of his own, just walking along, not a care in the world. And so this is how you enjoy a dog. So when you're out for your walk, always be aware of little things. So at the moment we're walking through a little lane that walks through Hendon Golf Club. You got the golf club on one side, you got that little path that we're on, and then you've got the golf club the other side. Now in a moment we're going to pass the little walk where people might be coming out from the golf club. They might be in a buggy, might be on a pushing their trolley, so it might cause a danger, so just be aware. So when we come to it, we'll have a look. Now here's where we come to the crossing. So first thing to do is listen out. Is there anyone coming? Can't hear anyone. That doesn't always mean, because the trouble is the guys they'll be talking about what they scored on the last hole. So there we are. On this particular hole there's nothing of any danger, so we stop, we make sure it's safe to go, and then we go on. So we continue our walk. Now the gentlemen are playing golf. Now they're on the green at the moment. They've got a buggy there, so they're not going to be coming out. But as these two boys aren't in any great hurry, they may have finished by the time they decide that they'll walk on. So we continue our walk. Now, there's not a lot of people playing, I don't know, maybe it's because it's too hot. So we keep walking, and the last danger will be just up ahead, where there's another crossing from one side of the golf course to the other. And so we just take the same precautions as before. We just slow down when we get to it, just to make sure that there's nobody playing. Most people who play golf would be, I suppose you could say, have good manners. So it is part of the etiquette of the course that they do give priority to the people that's walking on the lane, but you never know, you know, so sometimes you're not concentrating and you're talking and that, and you might step out. So just to be on the safe side, so as we come to this entrance, we have a look. The green's just the other side, there's no one on the green, there's no one on the tee, so we just slow down and it's safe to cross, and off we go, nice and safe. So now we just come out of the little walkway and we enter the roads again. So Again, first little danger, just be aware of. Again, to hear, listen if there's any cars coming. You know, whilst we'll be going on the pavement, as you can see, that bush is overtaken, so we will have to walk on the road. But there's no cars. You have to be a bit more careful now, because with the electric cars, they're a lot quieter. So you have to just be double aware. So always make sure you look and listen for any traffic coming. Now we go up on the pavement, because the pavement's going to be a lot safer. Yeah, sometimes certain misters decide that they're going one side and you decide to go the other side, but after a little agreement you both stay the same way. Now, nice and safe. Again, fenced off, so not really any danger of any cats about. So now we just got across a little road. Now you can be a little bit overconfident sometimes with this, because there's probably not many cars ever go down here, but just be aware, just in case one catches you unawares. And this is a nice quiet area, so we have a little walk, and we now will come, it's a major road, it's the A1 which leads into North London. It's a very busy road, but we won't be going there, and in fact we won't come into any area, any contact with it. But just be aware, you know, if your dog did run out on it, it would probably end up fatal. So just take an extra tight hold on the lead, just to be on the safe side. You know, we don't want anything to happen. We're out to enjoy ourselves. So the last thing we want is an accident with our dogs. So, yeah, having a great time. And we're heading back now for another park area. Now, again, other thing to be aware of, this is an entrance into a car park. So we just stop, we don't just walk straight ahead. Look all around, there's nothing coming, and we can now proceed. As you can see, the A1 is very busy, so we don't want to get near it. So we'll proceed here and then we turn right, and there is a barrier between us and the road, so it's not a danger. This is the only real danger area. Got a tight hold on the leads, so no incidents will be predicted and no incidents will occur. Now all the cars are going by. This is the only, if your dog got out here. Now up here you've got barriers again, so pretty safe. Again, this is quite a residential area, but as you can see, the path on the middle road is quite narrow. So today doesn't seem to be any great issue, but some days, especially if there's deliveries taking place, they'll actually park on the pavement. Now, that will then be for you to make a decision whether you're going to try and squeeze by in the gap that's left to you, or whether you're going to walk out on the pavement or on the road. So, as long as you check, should be no issues. You double check there's no cars coming, and then quickly and safely go by and get back on the pavement as soon as possible. It's very residential, hardly any traffic on it, but always be aware that people may be coming out. So when you cross these little roads, just make sure there's no cars coming into the little area and nothing coming out, and we're safe to go. Now you see the dogs, where other dogs will have weed and that on the little hedge, so your dog's probably not concentrating, he's thinking about smells and weeds and everything like that. Now this one's safe, the door's locked, so we stop at the side of the road. What do, Jet? We stop at the side of the road, like good boys, and we just check there's no traffic going to come in, and off we go. Nice and safe. And we go back to smelling our own pea mouths. Now on this particular little road, it's because it's very difficult to park on the road, it's quite narrow. So you'll find most people actually have their cars on their properties, on the lanes and everything like that. So again, be aware, listen out for any cars in case the engines are starting, so as you come along that they don't pull out in front of you or hit you. So, you know, it's not a big danger, but it's always best to be safely aware of all dangers, and that way then you're safe from any incident occurring. Now we're heading into a place called the Copt Hall. Copt Hall is lots of sports fields. It's actually where the Saracens rugby club play. So there is lots of cars will come out from there at certain times, so be aware. So again, we just check there's nothing coming, so we cross the road, no one's coming out the car park here. Now we will be going through a little gate here. So the gate here is the cars on the left, for humans on the right. But now we have Hendon Rugby Club. Now, where the danger will be is there's nothing there today, it's the end of the season, but sometimes you will get people coming, especially on a Sunday. They may have rugby on the telly, or there may be a match, so there'll be lots of cars coming in and out, parking here, so that means you have to go on the road. So if there was cars and you have to do, now there's a car coming here, so we stop here, that's good boys, and then we just check. So there's nothing coming from our left, so there's a little car coming from the right. So now we stay here and we wait for the cars to go. When the cars have gone, we now can safely come along. We stay as near to the side of the road as possible. We're not going to be walking down the middle of the road. And so now, for a short little area, we're on a shared road with cars, and then here we get our chance to get back into the fields, and our walk can continue in safety. Now we've been on the grassy area, so we're just about to cross now the road, so we come along and we stop. We just check there's nothing coming on the left, there's nothing coming on the right, so now we can walk across safely. Now these are sports fields, so people might be playing cricket, they might be playing football. Now it's alright saying we're on the path, and in fact I read quite recently it was something like the last words or first words when police arrived on the scene of an accident. I think it was something like 70% of the people said, but I had the right of way. Now, never ever let someone else take responsibility for yourself. Your responsibility for yourself. You look after yourself. So if there's someone coming and you think that they're not going to stop, then you take responsibility and you stop. It doesn't matter if you had right away. And so in a place like this, if people's playing rugby or cricket, make sure that you're safe. You know, you don't want to get hit by a cricket ball. That could do serious damage to the dogs. It's no good saying, oh, it shouldn't have been on the path. Check to see. So if someone's bowling and they're bowling in your direction, stand back or wait till the man hits the ball and then carry on. You know, don't think, well, I've got the right away, I'm going to do it, and the next minute you get hit with a hard cricket bat or a hard cricket ball, and unpleasant for the dogs and unpleasant for you. On this particular walk, it's a area where you can have a little run, and every now and again they will have sports equipment. So again, you know, be polite to people. Yes, it's probably a great area for them to walk over and wee on the poles. You know, if you're using the equipment, you don't want dogs having weed on the poles that you're using. So keep the dogs away, and if they're interested in other things, they won't be in any way interested at all, and so they can wee in the hedge or somewhere else, not on people's sports equipment that they're planning on using. Again, very good area. We have poo bins, so again, always bring lots of poo bag. Yes, you might decide that you only normally use one or two. Bring plenty, because one day your dog may decide to have lots of little poos, and then you don't want it where people are walking. And for some reason, yes, we usually do, but we're not today, we usually will mark our territory. So now, here's an incident occurred. Poor Jet has caught his foot in the lead. Now Jet does not walk while his foot's caught in the lead. Everything's sorted. And another little tempting piece of sports equipment. Looks like a tree. That would be a great place to wee. So just rein the dogs over to the left. Keep them away. They're more interested in carrying on. You just have a little look, but no interest, and off we go. And we carry on walking. So as you can see, it's summer, so there's probably no football today, not many people playing. There was a bit of cricket going on, but again, now this is an area, so it's a sports area, so people can run. So now there's a lady running, so what we do, we move over to the right so that we're not interfering with her. Good boys, that's good boys. And then go back on the path, and off we go again. You may be asking why I've got them both on the leads. So, there's lots of areas where they can get out on the roads around here. Now, greyhounds are going to be running at way over 40 miles an hour. So, if they do get out, they can be gone quite a long distance very quickly. So, while JT isn't really that worried, you could let JT off the lead and it won't make any difference to him. Jet does like to go on a run. I was a top racing dog. Wait till you see what I used to do. So there's certain areas where there's not many entrances to roads and things like that, and they can get off the lead and they can have a little run. But in an area like this, yes, you could go 5,000 times and no incidents, and on the 5,001st something happens. So, you know, for peace of mind, it's never worth it, and they enjoy their walk with their dad, so that's how we do it. So it's quite a good area, because if you notice how alert they are, he's enjoying his little walk, but there's, you know, lots of wildlife, nature. There's probably foxes come out at night, so he's very aware of everything taking place. So his senses are all getting fully used up. JT rather stays with his dad. He's daddy's boy, and he stays with his dad. So again, because we're on an area where people are running, so now there's another lady. Now this lady's moved across for us. So normally we'd move off the path to avoid the lady, but this time the lady's kindly moved off the path for us. So but always give the people running priority, because, you know, if you're running, it's very hard if you have to keep stopping and starting. So again, it's only a common courtesy but just let people go by, and the little dogs are in a world of their own, enjoying life. Everything is good. We're coming out again onto a path now. There's no pathway to the left, but there's a pathway to the right. So now just check that there's no one coming on the path. There's not. So off we go now. There's no one running. We will be passing people. So just we'll walk along naturally, and then when we come nearer. Now Jet's interested in dogs coming from the other direction, and he's a bit but JT is daddy's boy and he stays with his daddy, so off we go. And now the dogs are gone, so it's alright, they're not interested in dogs anymore. So now there's people coming, so this is quite, as you can see, it's quite a busy path because it leads into the spot. Now we've got a gentleman here running, so I just take a slight pull on the lead and hold them to the side of the road so that they can go, so we don't upset the man. And now there's a couple of men walking, so we pull them over to the side of the road so we don't interfere with people walking. And there we are, we passed without any problems, and we continue our walk. The boys carry on as not much dangerous, probably part of our journey. Now we have to go down this little road. There's cars coming everywhere, so the dogs just tighten up the leads a little bit, so we just wait. Now there's cars coming the whole time, so we look to the left and quickly go across and get to the right hand side. Now we assess the situation. So by the look of it, while there is a little path here, it ends quite quickly, so our best option is the other side where there actually is a little area. So we check, there's no cars coming, so off we go. Now it's pretty safe here because we can get the other side of this barrier and then we can walk along, no danger of any cars coming. And this is the Saracens Stadium, I think they call it the Stone X, yeah, the Stone X Stadium. Now there's obviously no matches during the summer, but the dogs are wanting to get into the stadium to play, but the safe option is to stay this side and no cars can come. Now it's not the greatest place going because, as you can see, the branches have all overgrown on this side, so our chance of actually walking along this side is not very good. We can then go the other side, which will mean we have to cross the road, which we will do, and then we can walk along. The road's clear. It's not a great place, so in fact it looks like our option is probably to keep to the left hand side of the road. If any cars come in, we can always stop and wait for them to pass, and then we can go back on the road. Now it's only about 200 meters till we go in, and we'll go through the car park and then we can head back for the fields again. So this is a slight dangerous area, so I won't mess about, so we just speed up a little bit our walk in, just from time to time take a little look behind, nothing coming, keep in, good boys, that's good boys. And then we've got the option now, if anything comes, we can always go into this little verge here. But I think as there's nothing coming at the moment, we'll speed up a bit and we'll try and get into the car park as quick as we can. Jet knows the procedure. There's a car coming the other side, so we just move across now to the left That's good. And carry on now. They've decided they'll stay on the road, and I'll walk in the rutted area. Yeah, what's the matter if I fall over? As long as the boys are safe. So, here we are, we've done it safely, and now we'll enter the car park. It's an area where you can hit some danger, because it's the park. A lot of guys playing cricket will park here. A lot of people just park the car, go for a walk. Two options: we can go down the little side area, and again, certain times when the rugby season's on, lots of the guys will go training, so there'll be cars coming in and out. They also do some athletics. They have an athletics team here, so a lot of people come to train on here. At the moment this is safe. There's not a lot of cars going through at the moment, so you know, I think we can safely go out on the road in a second. Now at the moment this is the safest option, and again, there's not a lot to see for the dogs, although there is a little tree there for Jet to make his mark. And I think down here now we'll just go on the road a little bit. There's not any cars going to the rugby, so there's no one training today, so it's pretty quiet. There's not a lot happening. So there's the stadium. They're rebuilding, I believe they're doing a new stand and everything there, so that's the new stadium. But as you can see, the two boys aren't particularly worried. I think maybe it's because they support Harlequins and not Saracens. As we move back here, now this is another area you also have to be very aware of, is as you can see, that's quite deep and the hole's quite narrow, or quite wide, so a dog could easily put their foot on that. So if you ever see manhole covers like that, always don't go over them or by them. Keep away from them and you'll have no issue. Again, there's the entrance to the Saracens, but again, no one's here today. There's no one on the athletics pitch, so you don't have to worry about any car or anything coming in. So we got little yards of peace now. There is a car park on rugby days, but it's closed obviously. With no rugby, there's no one using it, so we can quite safely walk along here without any worry of any cars coming. And then we'll get back to the fields again. So now this is a concreted car park. No issues whatsoever. The soil comes up to the concrete, and so there's no holes, or there might be some just along that line there, but it's not deep at that, so just stay off it and there's no great issues at all can occur. As you can see, both dogs are not put out in the least with it. One area you may have to be concerned with, especially if you're in car parks, is something like this. So it's probably an electric charging point, but again, the dogs, you know, they may like to wee on it. I'm not sure about the safety implications. I'm sure the electricity is probably cut off, but you know, for safety's sake, it's far better to not let them go near it, and then there's no worry about water and electricity coming into contact. Now, just as we get into this little area again, be aware someone might be coming, running or riding a bicycle, so we just go slowly, keep an eye out. There's no one coming from the right, no one coming from the left, and off we go to enjoy our little walk and just have a little sniff of the tree and just have a little wee on it, and then we can continue our walk. Now, walking along by golf clubs is lovely. They're usually very quiet places, But again, just be a little bit aware. You know, not everyone that plays there is a great golfer. So there's always a good chance that someone might hit a bad shot. But the etiquette of golf is that if you hit a bad shot that's going away from the golf course, you shout 4. Now, as we're walking along here, we're on the left side of the golf course. So what we have to always be listening out for is a sound of 4 left. And that means if someone's hit the ball, it's heading off the golf course and it's heading to the left, which is where we're walking along. So the chance of getting hit is probably as much as your chance of winning the lottery 2 weeks running. But at the end of the day, just turn your back to it. It's far better to get hit on the back than the front. And take the dogs and face them to the left, and you'll soon know if you're about to get hit or not. So yes, so no worries at all. But just be aware of that if you're on a golf course or walking near a golf course. Now, over on the left side, there's a driving range, which is over by the Copthall. Now, in the warmer weather, obviously the ball will go a lot further. So as you can see, although they take every precaution and they do build nets to stop balls coming across, balls do come across. And so when you're passing an area like this, it's far better to keep walking quickly and get out of the danger zone as quick as possible. You know, as you can see, there's balls coming over hit in this warmer air. The balls travel a lot further, and so there's always a little danger of getting hit with a golf ball. So let's take no precautions and move on as quick as we can and get out of the way. You know, it's only for, I don't know, about 30-40 meters, so, but loads of balls are coming over, and so the quicker we get by it and get out the danger zone, the better. And as you can see there's one there on the path. So, you know, again, the chances of getting hit are so remote, but it is a chance that can happen, and so it's far better to keep going. We're past all danger now. As you see, there's going to be no more golf balls along the path here, so pretty safe, and we carry on our walk with no more worries, only to enjoy ourselves. As we finish our walk, we go through a very narrow path here, so while there's no one coming, we quickly walk and try not to take too long, otherwise we will need to stand off this path to let people get by. But luckily there's no one coming at the moment, so we keep going. Now we turn. Now when we get here, a lot of people come, it's a little shortcut into the Copthall from the main. We have to go upstairs. Now it's not every dog who takes to stairs, but most of them will. But what's very important is that once you start them going up, don't be stopping halfway or anywhere like that. Just walk and get to the top of the stairs as quick as possible, and then they can get up without any dangers at all. They can find their own place and get to the top safely. Now we come out on the road, so we just check no one's coming on a bicycle, and down we go. Now because we're going quick, we can just have a little sniff now and continue on. The last part of the journey So we're passing Hendon Golf Club, so sometimes cars may come out, although it's a very quiet road, cars will come out, or maybe cars go in to play golf. So we just take a quick look round. There's no one coming, no one's got their indicator on here. So we cross the road here and off we go. Now, Devonshire Road's very busy today, so got to just take precautions when we get to the road to make sure. So we got a little crossing here, but we're quite obstructed in our view. So we just take a tight lead. The boys will stand back from the road, and now we just wait because we want to cross, but we just wait for the cars to come, and then when the cars come, looks like we've got a break, so we just double check and then we walk. Now, no rushing to get to the other side. We walk, we got plenty of time, and we cross the road and safely. What you mustn't do is get to halfway and think, oh, I can run to the other side. It's two separate parts. Do one part safely, and then you can worry about doing the other side. So no more dangers now. Straight home, apart from the odd stray cat that may come out, but highly unlikely, as when you live in an area you sort of know where cats are. So we get home now. So I hope you enjoyed our little film. You know, while most people know how to, or they think they know how to, I hope you might have found the odd little tip involved with this film, so that you might learn something just to keep your dog safe. You know, at the end of the day, it's terrifying if anything ever happens to your little dog. So the more enjoyable your walk is when you're safe and doing it peacefully and get home with no incidents. So I hope you enjoyed the film. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be making a lot more films in the near future. So, My World of Dogs, like and subscribe. Thank you very much.